What's up, guys? It's Brennan with Youth Music TV here with another album review. Today I will be reviewing an album that came out almost a week ago. It is the sophomore effort from New Jersey-based band Chasing Safety. The album is called Nomad.
This is hell. I need more. Broken knees won't fix what's torn. With every word you say further.
I've been a fan of Chasing Safety all the way back from when they were Us From Outside. They had a very post-hardcore, back and forth sing scream type thing. Then, if you know me at all, that's my thing. I like the equal amount of singing and screaming, post-hardcore, electronic, chugga breakdown type thing. That's just my favorite for some reason. I don't necessarily know why. But right from the beginning, like I said, I've always enjoyed Chasing Safety, Us From Outside. They've had numerous member changes, including their vocalist, and they've had their two vocalists, Johnny Gallivan and Kenny Davis, for a few years now, since they've released Revived from Us From Outside. They have been the two vocalists, and I've thoroughly enjoyed all the work they've done up until kind of this point, at least for the scream vocalist. Chasing Safety has always had a more electronic metalcore / post-hardcore sound, not necessarily electronic like Abandon All Ships and Attack electronic, but more of a glitchy production, if you will. The band also heavily relies on a lot of auto-tune on the vocals and a lot of orchestra in the background for their instrumentals. It adds a more cinematic and, I guess, epic aspect to their sound. Well, a lot of this is no more on Nomad. The polished auto-tune vocals pretty much gone, except for maybe backing vocals. The Escape the Fate-esque type guitar shredding that they used to do in Season of the Dead and their EP is gone. It's now more of a groove, heavy rock type tone to it, less metal, more rock groove, and almost more of a hardcore feel to it. You get the sense of this change in just the opening track, Brand New Prison, as it starts with a guitar riff that, if you're familiar with the 2000s era rock band called Trust Company, I used to like them a lot. It reminds me a lot of a Trust Company song, and if you're not familiar with Trust Company, then maybe Linkin Park would be more the area I'm looking for here. But right with that, with the guitar riff and the scream vocals heading in, it's a lot more rough, not layered and one high, one low type shit that most metalcore bands do nowadays. It's more of a raw type yell, such as like Vanna. I'd have to describe it a lot like Vanna, and almost as terrible as it is to say the bunny from the Bunny the Bear, it reminds me a lot of that. The graspiness, the rawness, and just the overall not really caring what the outcome of the scream sounds like almost. It's just like a yell. But clean vocalist / bassist Kenny Davis never fails to surprise me, because even without the polished auto-tune on his voice, he seems to be a great singer, and I always knew he was because he has a familiar voice at this point in his career. He's been around for a while, even though this band doesn't seem to be that old. But I've always enjoyed his vocal range. It's very high, and it's just a very good voice. He's just a solid vocalist. But as far as his writing and the writing for vocalist Johnny Gallivan, the lyrics themselves come across as cringy and almost corny at sometimes. It's just cliches, and it's like, for the second song, Run and Hide, it's just, I tried to run, I tried to hide. It's just the same like formula. I don't know, it's just not that great of writing in my opinion, and it just comes off as corny. Nomad is definitely not as heavy as their past material, but it does end almost in more of a heavy note than it starts. Songs like World We Know is definitely reminiscent of like newer Of Mice and Men, only I feel that Chasing Safety kind of delivered this sound better than Of Mice and Men did. This song, World We Know, definitely has the best breakdown on this record. There aren't too many found in it, so if you were looking for a lot of breakdowns in this record, you're gonna be really sad. World We Know definitely has the bounciest. It's not really a chugga breakdown, it's more just like a groove to it. You know, it's a lot more grooves instead of a lot of neck-breaking breakdowns in this record, which it's very different for the band. All their guitars in their past release were basically breakdowns the entire song, just chug, 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 but this is a lot more rock than metal. So rock fans, check this out if you haven't yet. There's only a few songs on this record that I really don't care for all that much. Devil's Son is definitely one of them. It's just one of those, see the evil within yourself, you look in the mirror, do you like what's looking back? It's just basically that same old song and dance, figuratively speaking, but not really. Now, if you don't know what Nomad means, it means a person with no home and doesn't stay in one spot for more than a certain period of time. And it really shows on this record, as it shows a lot of different influences and what they were trying to go for. But it also kind of seemed like they were a little bit confused with what they were trying to do with their new sound. It's always difficult for a band to find a new sound, and they did an okay job at it. I still feel that they could work on it a little bit more, find really what is them, because now with this record it almost kind of leaves me in the dark and confused about what the future of this band will be. Overall, because of the lack of creative lyrics and just kind of leaving me confused, I have to leave this with a 3, maybe 3.5 out of 5 stars for the record as a whole. They did a great job. They tried to do something different, and this was definitely one of the albums I was really highly anticipating for 2017, and it was the first one to drop this year that I really wanted to listen to. And at first I was very, very disappointed, I have to be honest, but after a few more listens I kind of got a little bit more comfortable with the sound, but still leaves me in the dark as to what they will do next after this release. So that's all my thoughts, guys. If you agree with them and you've heard this record, go down in the comments and let me know if you agree and hit that like, or if you disagree and you love this record a lot more than what I said about it, then you can hit that thumbs down by all means, and let me know down in the comments of why you disagree and why you think this record is better than what I said. Also, hit that subscribe so you don't miss more reviews and all the other shit I do on this channel. Or if you're already subscribed, thanks for sticking with me. I love you. And as always, guys, I hope you have a good day, night, whenever you watch this. Peace.